Hello, welcome to 2023. Officially it started with my last video, but this is my first one filmed this year. And because it's the first video and it's January, a month named after Janus, the god of doorways, entrances and new starts. He has two heads, one to look at the past and one to look at the future. We are going to look at the past and the future. And I'm going to say what I'm going to do for the next year going forward and what I'm grateful for in this last year that's just happened in 2022. I'm going to say things that I'm grateful for. So, and because I'm the queen of my own life, and I believe you all should be the queen of your own lives too, I am wearing one of my many tiaras. I have more than anyone should have, say a lot of people. One of my maxims is you can never have too many tiaras, coats and cloaks, and capes and cashmere cardigans. And you may see a different one on, because I bought my two favourite ones. This is my most ostentatious, and I may swap out for my favourite one during the video, and that's because, you know, on this channel I don't pretend that I'm doing any semblance of continuity. Things happen and I'm okay with it, and I hope you will be okay with it too, because as the phrase is, it is what it is, life happens, and you shouldn't stress about stuff, just get things done. So let us move on into what I am grateful for that happened in 2022. 2022. What I am grateful for. I am grateful for many things, and some things that happened by pure happenstance and dumb luck. Not on my chance, but just freaky coincidence. The first thing that happened by freaky coincidence is I was very ill. I've been ill for a while because I had COVID, and I have ongoing symptoms from COVID, which I've got some problems with. Well, I don't need to say what all the problems are, but let's just say they make life a bit difficult for me, and I have problems with stamina and standing and concentration and exhaustion and breathing. And scarily my heart. So these were brought on by COVID, and I'm still going through being checked out and having things sorted out by the glorious NHS. And I collapsed in my flat, and I was taken to hospital. I took myself to hospital because my doctor was like freaking out, because I was just, I just power through things, and my doctor was going, you need to pack your bag and go to hospital now. I am very concerned because you are a person that, because my mum is a nurse, I've got nurse mentality, like if you're not dying, you're fine. You're not dying, you're not bleeding out, you can deal. And basically it's nursing mentality, and I grew up with that. And she was like freaking out because I told her, I just passed out in my flat, and my heart was beating and I was really sick and I was dizzy, and she was going to go to A&E now. And I was extremely lucky that I was seen very quickly. I was seen in under 2 hours, so thank you for my local NHS for seeing me in under 2 hours. But I think it's because they were really scared. So they scanned me and checked things out, and gave me all the prescriptions, and I was in the hospital, I was seen, things were dealt with, I was sent home. And as I was packing to go home after having 2 days in hospital, a doctor came running up to me and said, please, you've got to book yourself in for an MRI now because it's really important, we found something. And I didn't know what this thing was, and the doctors didn't know what it was. It was sorted out. It was a lump, and the reason I'm saying that this was a dumb luck was because as the MRI scan came for the first thing that I was sick for and I was going home for, they'd scanned me, and they'd scanned a bit extra just because, you know, when they scan, they do from, because I had problems here and in my gut, so they scanned from here to here, and the screen sort of caught the top of my thigh, and basically one of the leg doctors was coming in to talk to his mate who worked in the scanning department, and they were just having a little chinwag, and the guy was processing my MRI scan, and he said, whoa, stop and look at that doesn't look right. And it was literally because that guy was just wanting to have a chinwag with his mate that they caught whatever they call this, a sarcoma, they caught it quickly, and they called me back for this. And I was seen, and I've been in and out hospital, and it's been dealt with, and luckily, because it was caught in time, I didn't have any side effects. I did have side effects, but I didn't even know they were side effects of this sarcoma. A lot of it was to do with my mobility. I had mobility issues that I was struggling to walk, and I was tired. And basically, they cut it out, and it was huge. It was a huge one and a small one. They were two, which they weren't even prepared for two. They were just prepared for one. And when they found it was two, I was under for like 3.5 hours. So I am really grateful for the NHF, because they probably saved my life, because when I was recovering from the extraction surgery, there was a lady opposite me who had something similar in her leg, but they didn't catch it in time, and what had happened was her sarcoma had burst, and it took her leg with it, because basically it split inside and it ruptured all the muscles. So, and hers was in her ankle, so basically she lost her foot, and where mine was in my upper thigh. So if the size of mine, it would have ruptured. If it had ruptured, it would have taken out my entire leg and part of my hip as well. So I'm extremely grateful to the NHS doctor that was just going about it, having his good time, seeing his mate, and that was cool. And I'm really grateful for that, my local NHS hospital, and I'm going to shout out to them because they were in special measures. St George's, I'm very grateful to everybody that works there, and I support you doctors, nurses, all the domestic staff, the cleaners, the mighty union. I support you. I've been on your picket line. I support you all in your struggle, because you are fighting for us all. You support us all, and you have probably, this year, you've probably saved my life and my mobility. Thank you, so I am really grateful for that happening, because I have actually had to change up things in my lifestyle to accommodate this, because my thing is just that I power through, because I've got some ADA, autism things, and I tend not to look after myself. I just work straight through, and because of that I've had to make a conscious effort to take breaks, to stop, to get water, if I'm not well, I have to honour my body. I follow the spoons theory, that if you've got 10 spoons, you have to portion out your spoons. And if I do something that uses all of my spoons, I have to honour myself and make sure that I get adequate rest. So this will make getting full-time work difficult, but considering the medium that I work in, I can work from home, which was something I discovered during the pandemic, that I didn't have to force myself to go to work in an office anymore. I am grateful for that episode that took me out for most of the summer. So I didn't really have a summer this year. I was only able to start walking and leaving the house like in September, just about my birthday. Talking of September, I started this YouTube channel in September, and I am really grateful for this YouTube channel because it gives me, on the days where I'm feeling a bit down and I don't have anything to do, I'm planning things to put on this channel. So this channel is not only for me, I'm hoping it's good for people that are watching. And I have a lot of knowledge and experience because I've worked in so many industries, and I'm planning to get it all out of my brain, and hopefully it's in an entertaining way. So I'm really grateful for September because it's my birthday and it'll be the birthday of my YouTube channel. So expecting September all kinds of jolly japes to happen. So I am grateful for September. Talking of the YouTube channel, I am also grateful for when I was working, I had some money and I spent my savings on doing this social media course and it's a social media management program, which means I am certificated. I've got a CPD, so I'm officially able to say, hey, I know how to run a YouTube, I know how to run social media channels. So even though I had been doing it for 5, 6 years, 7 years previously, voluntary, the best thing I thought for me, because I wanted to go forward and be able to do this from home and say, look, I know what I'm doing, is to get certificated. I am now certificated. I'm officially a social media manager, and the people that I did this with, because I could have done it anywhere, but I chose this company called Tech Pixies, and I am grateful for Tech Pixies. Now, Tech Pixies is run by a lovely lady who's got a well-given nominative climatier, which means your name is your job. So she's called Joy, and she does her best to spread this joy, and it's her company, and she manages it with other Tech Pixies who've gone through the program to start with her, and they've become alumni, and they're all now going through, and they're all coaches, and they're lovely. They're all coaches, and they help you, and you're not just going through this alone, you're going through it with other like-minded women. It's a community, and the reason why I picked Tech Pixies to do this with instead of doing it at my local community college is because I knew that I needed a community of people around me, because the job that I'm going to be doing, the jobs that I'm doing, I basically am by myself most of the time, and a lot of my friends are not technically minded at all. I am the one that people go, I don't know how to do this on the computer. Can you fix that? I'm the person that's fully teched up in their house, like my stereo and my stereo is hooked up to my TV, so I've got surround sound. It's hooked up to my internet, so I can watch Netflix, and well, I don't have Netflix, so I can watch Disney Plus. I can link my phone to my television, so I can I call it casting, but it's basically it's mirroring to you and me. So if I have something on my TV, on my phone, I can transfer it to my big telly. My big telly is not that big, it's only like 32-inch because my flat is so tiny. I'd like a bigger one, but I would have to get somebody to screw it into my wall, and I don't know if I'm ready for that step yet. That might happen next year. I'm that woman that everything is teched up in my flat. It all talks to each other. And I'm the only person that I know out of all my friends that is like that. And I knew that I needed the support. So Tech Pixies has been there supporting me, and the people that are going through the course with me, so lovely, so talented. There are many musicians. There's a lovely lady who does poetry, and her poems are, she's at the moment she's going through a haiku phase, and they're all brilliant. She wrote a fantastic one about snow, which I just played again the other day because it just made me laugh, because it is literally how I feel about snow. She nailed it. And yeah, it's full of lovely, talented women going forward, changing our lives and taking charge of our destiny. So a big shout out to Tech Pixies, and they are one of the things that I am grateful for that happened to me in 2022. Also in 2022, I am also grateful for my friends that have supported me, because life has been very hard. Some have fallen by the wayside, because that's how life is. You're not always on the same journey with everyone. Some people are going forward with you, you meet new people, you travel together, and then your path takes you off. So in 2022, some people did this drop off the planet for me, and I probably wasn't able to support them. So, but that's okay. And everyone that has been my friend and has disappeared from my life now, I do what Con-Marie says. I thank you for your service, and I wish you all well, because the time that we had together was great. And I'm now excited to see what goes on with these new people from Tech Pixies and from my other new meetup as well. So another thing that I'm grateful for is, just my health, being able to sort my health out. Yeah, so you can hear that I'm sort of still breathing, I still have issues. So that's being sorted out. So, but the one side effect of me being ill is that, hey, my sexy deep voice. So I like my sexy deep voice. So I'm happy, because my voice used to be quite high and squeaky, but this is now my voice, which is deeper. This is always the voice that I had for my family and my friends, because I was always relaxed around them. So my voice was always lower, but now this is, I think, through time and being ill and usage, because your voice is a muscle and you can stretch it. My voice has dropped, and it's natural. It's my more natural voice has got a bit lower. So, and it sounds more sexier as well. So I've been told, because when I used to work on counters, this used to be my primo selling voice. So when I was ill, they would go, "Oh, Claudia, please come and work on our counter." Because when I was ill, my voice would always go deeper. And then it would go into like this, and it would be so sexy. And then people would go, and people would ask me on my counter, and they would go, "Oh, Claudia, please come and talk to this guy. I really need him to buy this." And I would just call this voice invitation to naughty, because it's a naughty voice, and it invites you in, because it's very quiet and very deep. So you have to lean forward to listen, to understand. So it is an invitation to naughty, and it was my primo selling voice. There was nothing I could not sell using invitation to naughty voice. So my voice has now dropped closer to invitation to naughty voice, and that only happened because I was ill. Things I am planning in 2023. 2023. It's numerologically, it's the number 7. And the number 7 is basically all about mysticism and learning and spiritualism. So basically, I have an esoteric side to me, so I know how to do astrological charts, and I find all this kind of thing interesting. And so this umbrella is coming up. I find all that kind of thing interesting, and the way it affects us all is, you can't deny there's been a lot of turmoil. There's been a lot of turmoil because a lot of tumultuous things have been happening in heavens, but this channel is primarily to do with fun and fashion, and I'm going to bring all of that side in. And basically the way I can bring my esoteric side in is that I'm going to do a series on numbers. The thing is, I'm going to do astrological as well, because there are things that if you want to, then you can dress according to your sun sign and your planetary sign and all those kind of things. You can do that if you so wish. You can incorporate your lucky colours. So I'm going to do that as well. That should be quite interesting, because not everyone knows their lucky colours. My lucky colours technically is pink. And I don't like the pink that it's supposed to be, but I'm okay because I have a lot of. My ascendant is Leo, and yes, red. Red is the colour for me. Colours. Yes, this umbrella is now bringing it in, because we're going to do the colour wheel. Woo! Look how glorious this umbrella is. Yes, yes. This rainbow. I am going to do a series on colours, what they mean, why they are, spiritually, and their connections to things like colour and planets and days of the week. I mean, you may be familiar with Wednesday Addams, and Wednesday Addams is named purely because of the poem Wednesday's Child is Full of Woe. Why is Wednesday full of woe? Why is it apt that she's wearing black? Well, it kind of isn't, but because the poem says woe, you would just think, hey, black is a woeful colour. Well, technically, no, it isn't, but you will find out about all these things and all on their linkages and what colours go with what numbers, what days of the week, what planets, what star signs. So all these things, I'm going to link them all up, and it's going to be like, I don't know, maybe one, and I'll probably go all the way through the rainbow. And the rainbow has 7 colours, folks. 7, not 6. That's the pride flag, and that is not a rainbow. 7 is a rainbow, and I'm going to go all 7. I'm a stickler for that. A rainbow has 7 colours. Technically, you can add 8 for the pink purple, which is ultraviolet, but 7. And I'm going to do all 7 colours plus black and white. I think black and white might go in as the videos. I think they might go together because they're so intrinsically linked. So I'm going to combine those into a series, the colours and numbers. Yeah, you can break the rules And with these coloured ones, I'm going to be going into the colour fairy. So I don't know how many videos each colour is going to have. So, I mean, just doing red alone, I can see it could take me 2 videos. So, wow, think of how much it's going to be when I get into something like purple. Whoa, yeah. So each colour, I'm going to break it down, what it means, what astrological sign it goes with, what number it is, a month, and the stones that goes with it as well. I'm going to do a bit of gemology, if you like, all of that things. We're going to go into that esoteric side, and we'll bring it practically back in with like the rules of colour and what goes with what, why it doesn't work, why it does work, and when you break it down. And half the time, rules are meant to be broken, like navy and black. Who says you shouldn't wear it? Everyone in Paris, everyone in France wears navy and black. It looks amazing together, you know, and pink and red. I'm wearing pink and red together. Looks amazing. I love it. So I like pink mixed with other colours, bright pink. But that's for the pink video. And this series initially started because I had thoughts on black and I had thoughts on red, on pink. And I thought, that's not fair. All the other colours need to go. So yeah, so that's going to be a thing. And the first thing that's going to be happening, so I have to pull my finger out, is the Chinese New Year, which is January 22nd this year, because it follows the lunar cycle. And last year it was February, was the last new moon. So the next one is January 22nd, and it's going to be the year of the water rabbit. And so there are specific colours, textures, and placements that you might want to do. So if you're a rabbit, as they say, if it's your year, it's normally a bit difficult for you because you're starting your cycle again. So you're resetting. So normally when you're resetting and restarting, things are a bit harder. But if you want to get things and reassess and start things, that's normally your year. I'm just giving you this straight away for free. Straight away, not even part of the yearly thing. Is that it's normally a bit tumultuous. So if you're a rabbit, which you can look up, I'll probably, when I'm good doing them all, I'll put all the years through. I will put who are your friends, who are your enemies, what you should carry for luck. And basically I did that this year, and wow, when I did it when I went into hospital. Weirdly, I'm sure that is why the doctor found my thing. So because I did follow that little rule. So there are tiny little tweaks. So even though fate is fickle, you can always say, here fate, I'm here, I'm pushing this forwards to me, you know, calling it in. Because people who have good lives generally call things into them, and as a rule the universe will yes, it will say yes, I'm answering. Sometimes it takes time, because isn't that what fairy godmother says? Even miracles take a little time. So there will be also more practicals. There will be some more folding, because hey, I like folding, and so I'll be not folding clothes anymore because I think you may be a bit tired of those clothes. So, but there are other things to fold. I will show how to fold, for how to do wrapping. Wrapping is great. You need to know how to wrap, and I can see that we're losing light, so I will also have to wrap myself up, so to speak. We will be doing some folding of envelopes, how to fold things up and wrap things up for gifts, because I learned how to do that because I worked in post shops. So I will be showing you how to wrap things up, especially circular things. People have problems with circular things, but the rules of folding are simple. Make it into a shape that's equal, like a circle or a triangle, or preferably a square or a rectangle, and you're golden. If you want to stack, you ideally want it into a square. If you want it to look beautiful and display well, you want circles and triangles. But these are things for upcoming videos. The last one, and it is getting really dark, is that I will be doing how to on basic mending things like sewing buttons on, hemming, how to do a whip stitch, because these basic skills and darning as well, these basic skills are really good to know for sewing. So whip stitching, buttons, how to do different buttons, to do buttons like a tailor's stalk, and how to do quick or easy alterations, which just basically most of them involve just doing one simple thing, and once you've done it, you can reuse your clothes. You don't have to throw them away and donate them. You can just thrift. You can thrift more. So, and I might even take my phone out and we might even go thrifting, because I volunteer in a charity shop and thrifting is my thing. This came from a charity shop. Yeah, I think this was like £10 or something, years and years ago. And seeing as I put my hood up, it means it's time to go. So those are the things that I'm hoping to do in 2023. And I will see you, hopefully, soon. Go with